Brian, we are back, but I'm over
We're
here.
here.
We are here, but you're over there.
I'm I'm here. You're there. We're
But
not.
I'm
We're not.
I'm together. To,
No, never mind.
together? Because I'm at home, but you're at not your
I
home.
am at a home. There is a home that I am at. It is not mine. It is not yours. But it is a home.
It is a home,
I don't even know
but
whose
not
it
here.
is, in all honesty. I don't even know whose home it is. Never met this person before.
But there you are.
But yeah.
Anyways, welcome to the show.
Bourbon, belts, blockbusters. You are listening to the Triple B podcast. Let's fucking go.
We are back with another episode 90, and we got a special cash-in for the week. This is different
We do.
because, again, we are apart. And Ryan, can you break it down for us what we are doing this week?
Yeah. So, this is our first time ever doing a cash in when we're not actually together. Typically, when I'm gone or you've been gone and we're doing a cash in, it's with a guest or something like that, and we've just kind of ran it how we typically do. So this is a new one, and so I figured it was your cash in, so you're gonna have your bourbon, whatever that is, and you're gonna be drinking on that. But I was like, well, I need something to drink on for the episode, so I decided to get myself a bottle of bourbon, and I thought in 2 weeks I got to have a cash in. So I got one that we haven't had on the show before, as did you. And I just figured you're going to sip on yours this week. I'll sip on mine this week. And then in 2 weeks, when I cash in, you'll sip on mine and I'll sip on yours from this week.
I think
That way
it's
we both get to try both bourbons and we can rate them. We'll rate ours, separately tonight, and then we'll rate them separately in 2 weeks as well, and just call it good that way.
I love this idea. It's very unique and different for our show, and I love little new quirks and everything. So
Yeah.
let's get into the bourbon reveal. So, what I got here is not a repeat, but we've had this company before. It is a Penelope Special Project X bottle. Take a look at that.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty sleek. I got this at Hagen's, and this is called the Special Barrel Project X Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in a maple brulee cask.
Love it.
I'm super excited. The little blurb on the back, very short and simple, says Project X is about pushing boundaries, taking risks, and putting innovation above all else. And that's what we got.
Oh,
Ryan,
yeah.
what do you got?
Well, first off, before I even say what the bourbon is, I have to show you my whiskey glass.
Oh,
We do a gift exchange every year. Me and my wife do. Every year we're in Leavenworth, and this is our 6th year. And I found this whiskey glass, and I said, oh my God, I'm doing the podcast while I'm here as a whiskey glass. It's one of my favorite things on the whiskey glass. Oh, hold on a sec. Make sure I got a good grip on her so I can raise her up.
that's that is great.
Just making sure you
You got your strong hands.
recognize. Hercules.
Freaking love it.
We were at a little toy store and looking for something for Lady, and we found these, and Lindsay was like, you have to fucking do that on the podcast. I was like, okay, let's do it. But anyways, the whiskey glass itself, it's from the Stein here in Leavenworth. It's got like the beveled out bottom like a beer stein usually will. But they turned it into a rocks glass, and it's got the old Sasquatch on there. So
That's badass.
I have a Sasquatch. have Sasquatch sweatshirt. I got Sasquatch socks. I got a Sasquatch sticker on the in the center of the window in the back of my truck. So before I do the bourbon, I gotta drink a little bit of this melted ice. You know how we do. We like to stay hydrated on our show.
Absolutely.
So, my bourbon I'm also very excited for because I gotta pull this back up real quick just so I can give you the full explanation here. What I have is the Horse Soldier
Oh,
bourbon.
check out that bottle.
Oh, dude, it's a beautiful bottle.
Mhm.
It's absolutely gorgeous. They have a couple different, varieties. This one is just the small batch bourbon whiskey. It says forged in fire, and it's got a really cool backstory to it, and the distillers, the guys that created the distillery. So first off, the little blurb on the back, it just says, Horse Soldier Bourbon Whiskey is uniquely complex and aged in charred new American oak barrels. Every bottle of Horse Soldier Bourbon Whiskey is a piece of American history. It's carefully crafted by Green Berets who answered America's call just days after 9/11 with a daring insertion into northern Afghanistan on horseback. This brave and unconventional act earned them the moniker the Horse Soldiers. So that is just cool in and of itself. But the part about it that I thought was super cool is so it's produced by the American Freedom Distillery, again created by those Green Berets that made it back. And it says the bourbon is known for its high quality, all natural, and robust profile, with bottles featuring glass molded from steel that was recovered from the World Trade Centers.
Oh shit.
So I
That's
thought that was pretty
awesome.
cool. And so I saw it and I was just like, I gotta try it. I gotta know what this is about. And so yeah, that's what I went with. But again, the bottle, I thought the bottle was just a cool kind of
Yeah.
shape and
Mhm.
design. The logo of it looks absolutely
Yeah, the
beautiful.
label on there is beautiful.
Yeah. It's really, and it's like, I don't know if how well you can tell, but I mean,
It looks
it's like,
embossed, debossed, or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Like you can kind of see the ridges on the design there. So, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, and I was very excited, and I just want to see if this picks up very well on the microphone here.
Yeah, dude.
It's beautiful. For me, a nice Sasquatch finger,
There you go.
brother.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, the ride is still happening. Got a ride going in my mouth right
I
now.
was gonna say same. I definitely do too.
Mine, I'm just gonna go. Mine just kind of punches you in the mouth and clears out the sinuses, but then it's just like a sweet ride down. Like as the burn fades, it's just a sweet taste in your mouth afterwards. And yeah, that's pretty solid.
Damn. This is good. This is good. It's smooth. It's like sweet from start through finish after everything. It's sweet, but it's not like overwhelmingly sweet, but it's just like a very nice sweet bourbon. The aftertaste is fantastic.
Hmm.
It doesn't have, which I do think it is slightly missing this. It doesn't have like that, like it doesn't coat the mouth
Yeah, yeah.
really. Like I don't feel like I feel like I like put it in, I even swish it around a little bit, I
Mhm.
swallow it and then it is gone. I saw the flavor, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
you have those bourbons that it like coats the mouth and it feels like it lasts. This one doesn't necessarily have that, but the aftertaste is fantastic. This is one of the best aftertastes I feel like I've had on our show. It's really
Oh yeah.
good. Um, I'm gonna give mine. I'm gonna give mine an 8.5. I'm gonna go with an 8.5 on it.
I'm gonna give. I'm going to a 8 on mine. I am. It's a fun ride, but I don't know. I think by looking at the bottle ahead of time and just having high expectations, and we've had Penelope before, so, and I believe we rated that very high as well. It's a little lower for me, but then the sweetness afterwards is what is bringing up that score for me. So yeah, I'm going with an 8. Well, that brings us over to Belts.
Hells yeah, doggy.
Ryan, I got to ask you that ye old question. What do
Oh
you want to
yeah.
talk about?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, brother. Uh, dude, he already knows I got to talks about it, but well, I mean, there's a few things I got to talk about from this week's episode, but first and foremost, and I feel like you're probably thinking the same as me. The vision right now, it feels like there's like no direction. It feels like that's kind of a pointless situation that they have going on right now, where it feels like they're just grasping at straws with Seth getting injured, and then they had to pivot and do the whole them turn and everything way sooner than they wanted to, and now Braun is injured, and now it just feels like you have these other three and Paul Heyman just fucking floating in nothingness, not really knowing like what is going on, which is a bummer. But outside of the mystery of the Masked Man, that's like the only thing that's keeping this even somewhat interesting
Yeah.
is the Masked Man situation. And at this point, if the Masked Man is Seth Rollins, because like we know we know a bunch of people who it isn't now at this
Mhm.
point, right? And so if it is Seth, that's going to be even worse. I
Yeah.
think. I honestly think that's going to be even worse if it is Seth, because it makes less sense now to have Seth have nothing to do with the Masked Man in the first place, right? Because he
Yeah.
was already gone when the
Yeah.
Masked Man helped.
Mhm.
You know, when he came in at War Games, like Seth was already out of the picture, so it doesn't like if it's Seth, that makes less sense.
Yeah. The only thing
And
that keeps it around it is they keep doing the curb stomp, both hooded guys,
yeah,
and that's the only
yeah,
thing
for sure.
attaching it to Seth's name at all.
To Seth, yeah, for sure. But I just feel like it'll be just like a missed opportunity to have it be Seth.
Yeah.
I do think that it needs to be there. There needs to be like it could be related to Seth. It could be Seth's like the mastermind behind this. And like we've talked, maybe it is Jake Paul, or not that I necessarily want that to be the case, but and that doesn't look like Jake Paul at
Yeah.
all. Like the
No.
stature of Jake Paul doesn't look like it looks closer to the stature of Logan Paul, but we know it's not Logan.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm like I keep watching this, and the whole beginning of Raw felt forced. Like it felt like it didn't feel like it was organic storytelling. It felt like it was like a classic professional wrestling setup for an in all honest to God pointless 6-man tag match, because like what the fuck are the Usos involved in this for, unless the
Yeah.
Vision is wanting to go for the tag titles, but they haven't mentioned that at all.
Yeah. I mean, they might
So
have to pivot that way at this point with
yeah,
everything
true,
going on.
for
But
sure. Like
yeah, I agree. I think the vision has almost been doomed from the get go. Like it was this great
yeah,
idea, had everything going for it, but then Seth Rollins gets injured and everything, and then gets or fake injured, gets pulled out of the picture, gets really injured, and then you get Braun being the leader, and no one's picking up like the slack at all. They're all acting like, so now that Braun is out, Logan, Bronson Reed, they're all acting like second fiddle to Braun Breaker, who's not even there. Like no one's stepping up to that leader
Yeah.
role, I guess. So it just, yeah,
Yeah.
it feels really pointless right now. Hopefully
Yeah.
Braun isn't out very long. Hopefully this is just to pass the time. Luckily we
I
got
mean, if
Elimination
it
Chamber
is
and everything. So
if it is actually what they said, it was a hernia. Like I think he actually got a hernia, and then
oh
they just used
gotcha.
that in the story.
Mhm.
They just like they used it to talk about like how he was like so mad that he went and like overlifted and he got a hernia, right? But I
Yeah.
think he just got a hernia, and
Yeah.
so I mean, I don't know how long the recovery of a hernia is, but with what they do, I can't imagine it's like a real quick bounce back because
Yeah, no kidding.
you're talking about your innards essentially pushing through the muscle lining
Yeah.
in wherever the hernia happened. So
Yeah.
that's not what you want
Nope.
when he's having to lift and throw a bunch of big ass dudes. So
Yeah. No
yeah.
kidding.
Anyways, I feel like Vision is like it is a bummer because it was super like there was heat behind it. It was good. It was like pushing in the right way, and I just feel like over the last few months after Seth actually got hurt, and then they did the turn the next like night or whatever on Raw,
Mhm.
where Braun speared him and took him out because that's what they did to write him off, right? Because he did the fake injury and then came back and dropped the crutches and then cashed in and won the championship from CM Punk,
Yeah.
and then not too long after, I don't remember what match it was that he got actually hurt in, but he got hurt in one of the actual matches, and then
Yeah.
that like since they did that, like you said, it's just gone
Mm.
downhill. So
Yeah.
um yeah, that's my first point. My second point here is El Grande Americano and the original El Grande Americano. This whole feud that the OG Americano has against the Los Americanos is fantastic. It's in all honesty, it's one of the best storylines that they have going right now in the WWE.
Mhm.
And which is kudos to the storyline, but it's also kind of an indictment against the creative behind the WWE right now, because like this is absolute just like comical bullshit, like almost slapstick comedy shit happening,
Yeah.
and it is so over the top, and everyone knows exactly who these guys are. Like all four of them, everybody knows who all four of them are, and the commentary team every time they're out are fucking perfect. Corey and Michael Cole are phenomenal.
Spot on.
But for this to be, this would have legitimately been like saying that Hornswoggle was one of the best storylines ever. And he had his moments that were awesome that we remember, and all that stuff. But like, no one at any point would have ever said Hornswoggle was the pinnacle of WWE storytelling during his career. And so like, it's not quite the same, but it's pretty fucking close in
Yeah.
saying that like this is one of the best things they have going on right now. It's good for them, but also not great for creative.
Everything else.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
But that all being said, they need to keep this going because it's too fucking good. It's funny. You have phenomenal athletes involved in all of this too. So like the matches are always great and the moments are always fantastic. So keep it going. We just need to build some other shit a little bit more than
they
Jade Cargill and Nia Jax always being on my fucking TV screen.
True. I think what would just bring this storyline home is making freaky ass hand.
You can't see me.
Oh God. But what could bring this storyline even further is if they allow the Creed brothers to dress up as Ryo and Bravo and say that they're the OG Los Americanos. Just go trio versus trio there.
I never even thought of that. That would be fucking phenomenal. That would be so good. That would
Oh, it's just them trying to
the
sell that they
original
were the
Los
original because they
Americanos.
look so vastly different. I mean, so
That would be
does
so
the two
so,
now,
yeah, so does
but
Ludwig and Gable,
Chad. But yeah,
it is so funny.
I
That
think
is
that would be
hilarious. I never even thought of
hilarious.
That'd be great. All right. Next talking point here is the Punk and Finn Balor promo. Was just like two of the best at their best in these moments. This has been huge these last couple weeks for Finn. As much as I hated the non-finish to the Punk AJ Styles match because that match was so fucking amazing and that pissed me off. This has been such a necessary thing to pit Finn Balor in, and he has done nothing but just shine in all of these moments, and they're Punk. It's like the perfect thing for Punk too, because it's giving him. Well, first off, it's giving him fucking storyline when we wasted the Royal Rumble win on Roman Reigns, who can't fucking be here but once every couple weeks, to try to build WrestleMania. Now you're gonna wait until after, Elimination Chamber to even actually start building that, and he still isn't. Like, Roman's not even gonna be at the Raw in Seattle.
I know. I saw his list
It's
and
like
what
it's
the
like
hell?
every 2 weeks or some shit. So, yeah. Anyways, neither here nor there, I guess. But it's given Punk good storyline and good feuding, good moments, emotion, all of the stuff.
Which I think
it's been a long day.
I bet.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying it's much needed because the world or the undisputed title is undecided who's going for that. So in all aspects, the world heavyweight title is the main event of WrestleMania, and so you got to keep it relevant and keep it going. And I think Finn Balor is doing everything possible to make that right, and it's awesome. It really is, and the back and forth was just perfect. The what happened to you moment, and just Finn saying he's the best in the world and can back it up with all these accolades and everything. It's just it's fun. It's great.
Yeah, for sure. And I like there's a big part of me that I know we shit on non-finishes a lot, but there's a big part of me that kind of hopes that there's a non-finish at Elimination Chamber in this match. Like, whether it's Roman intervenes and costs Finn, or maybe that's what it is. Like, Roman intervenes and somehow ends up costing Finn the match, or whatever it is. Something that could potentially lead to a triple threat at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And to have, like, that would be the one way I'd be cool with Punk losing the title at Mania, would be if it was Finn.
Yeah.
Picking up the win.
Dude, that would be so cool.
Especially if it was like Finn picks up the win over Roman after the way that Finn has, gone into detail about how Roman has taken advantage of everything, and isn't Roman the one that ended up with the title shortly after.
It was
it not Roman who was shortly after?
It was Seth and then KO, I think, shortly after.
And KO. Okay. But either way, regardless, there's history with Finn and Roman, and I just think it could make it cool. And what a cool fucking way to just continue to ramp up Finn Balor. Like what would I kept to a point? Like, what would be the point of this whole storyline? Just to have him go and cleanly lose at Chamber, and then just end it again.
Yeah.
Right. So like put him in a position to actually be able to do something here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Agreed.
That's what I think.
I like it.
And that brings me to my banger of the night. And your boy is bouncy.
Hell yes, he is.
You want to talk about an upset? I don't think there was a single person, you or me included, that thought that Gunther wasn't going into the elimination chamber.
100% agree.
And now I do have qualms here because of what this is doing. Like, you have Gunther go from, in the last 8 months, retiring Goldberg at SummerSlam, retiring it was SummerSlam, right?
No, it was a Saturday night's main event.
Was it over summer? It was over summer though, wasn't
It
it?
was like right. It was like September.
Something like that?
Yeah, it was like right. It was after
Okay,
SummerSlam, but
yeah. I said, yeah. Okay, so regardless, so retiring Goldberg, retiring Cena at Saturday Night's Main Event, retiring Styles at the Royal Rumble. Now, whether we agree with that entire situation or not, that's the reality that we're living in, right? So you have him retiring these three, 2.5 huge stars, and and now immediately after, his next feud is against Dragon Lee.
yeah.
That's kind of a fucking kick in the nuts to Gunther, in my opinion. Dragon Lee is a great wrestler, fantastic. He is not. This is not the time to push him in this angle. Push him somewhere else. If you want to push him, don't push him with fucking Gunther, right? That doesn't make any sense to me. So,
But like you said earlier, you think this is leading to Rey Mysterio's retirement.
I know,
Right.
and I do still think that potentially it could be the case here, and maybe the extent of this is Dragon Lee just gets fucking beat down
Yeah.
on Raw next week, and Ray comes out for the save, and then it sparks that, and then that's where
Yeah.
it pushes to. And if that's the case, then it's like, as much as I don't want Ray to have to retire by Gunther either, because I don't like that storyline, it at least makes sense.
Yeah.
What I don't want is for this to become like a actual feud with Dragon
Yeah.
Lee, because that makes zero sense at all. Like,
True.
you're not retiring Dragon Lee in his fucking the beginning of his prime,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah,
that doesn't
okay.
make sense. So
Yeah.
it just feels, again, kind of like we're like unsure of what the fuck we're doing or where we're going in terms of some of the creative decisions. But that being said, having Javon Evans win this fucking match and putting his ass into the fucking elimination chamber, now that's a creative decision I can get behind.
Yeah.
Like,
No kidding.
he is so fucking good, and that fucking springboard 720 fucking roundhouse kick to the back of the dome to Dom.
Yeah.
The announcers didn't know what to say. Like,
I
Michael
know,
Cole is literally like, what the fuck did we just see? Like, that was insane.
Yeah.
And, like, especially because, like, he went from the corner to the middle of the ring doing that while off the bottom rope, while spinning 73 times like a fucking helicopter, crashing, and then
Yeah.
kicking a dude, like perfectly kicking Dom in the back of the dome. Like, what the fuck was that? It was super cool, and I don't know if he's done that before, but I've never seen it, and that was dope. And I feel like maybe he hasn't, because, like I said, the announcers were, they legitimately seemed like they were stunned at that.
Yeah. I want to say this could have been AEW, but I felt like I've seen him do it in NXT, but no, that move is solid, and the announcer's reaction to it was just sold the moment too as well.
Yeah.
I rewound it a few times to just watch it back because it was so cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah,
Javon Evans is in the fucking elimination
hella
chamber, dude.
shocking. I love it. That brings me to SmackDown, and I'm going to start off with Obafemi versus Kit Wilson, and I gotta say, Kit Wilson's character is gold. I just, it's so good. It's
Sand.
it's over the top crazy, and I love it, and just everything about him is good. And then you add Obafemi, who's just a superstar. The crowd is all over him, and he's being built up as the next big thing. So this segment, just you get polar opposites. You got this feminist, this non-toxic guy, Kit Wilson, and then this big monster in Obafemi. You get gold there, and then him reading through like the poem, and it was solid poem, and Oba wanted him to continue on with a second poem, and ultimately Kit had to put his foot in his mouth and get attacked, and then Oba just goes apeshit on him and dominates in great fashion. I think the segment was gold. I absolutely loved it, and if Kit Wilson never wins a match, I'm okay with it because his character that fits his character.
It fits.
And it's so good.
Very, very Chelsea Greenish.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
We want the world for
I mean?
Chelsea, but yeah,
Yes,
no, I totally
yes.
get what you're
But
saying.
I just mean like her character like kind of thrives on
taking
fucking
L's.
herself over, losing matches, right? Being embarrassed and like all of those things. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next up, I got Aleister Black versus Randy Orton in the main event. Shocking result. Aleister Black wins. I did not see that coming. That wasn't on any bingo cards.
Yeah.
That said,
yeah,
I don't think it helps Aleister Black in any way. It doesn't give him any direction because
no,
Drew McIntyre interferes. And again, I'm scratching my head why he's interfering. Like, I get at the beginning of the show, he's like, everybody's after me because I'm the champion. Cody snarkingly goes, everyone's after you because you're an asshole,
yeah.
which I'm fine, but why egg on Randy Orton for this? Like, it all, like I said before, I think this is leading to a fatal four-way between everyone. How they get there after Elimination Chamber, I don't, but I don't get why Drew would want to attack Randy Orton here.
The only thing I can think of is you have Aleister Black continuing to go at this he just took over for fucking
Karrion
Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. And you have these dark tendencies and I'm gonna pull them out in you thing, and which is just such an overly done fucking bullshit trope that they're writing with. And so literally almost immediately after they fired Cross, you had him start essentially doing this with Damian Priest. So it was like, what the fuck? And now you have them doing it with Orton. And so for Drew to attack Orton and essentially cost Orton the match, because that's what happened, now you do kind of have these seeds planting for Randy to potentially turn back to the Viper, the Legend Killer, and end up in a situation maybe in the chamber with Cody, where after Cody hit him with the fucking Cody cutter in the Rumble.
Yeah.
When Gunther moved out of the way, right? And ultimately led to Orton getting eliminated. So you might end up with a situation in the chamber with all these little pieces and seeds having been planted, or I could see them pulling something out to end up putting Orton going dark and like taking out Cody or something, or maybe with the Cody and I'm sorry to jump ahead if you're going to talk about this, but just I won't even say details, but with the Cody and Sammy backstage interactions, you might end up with Cody taking advantage of another situation. Yeah. And maybe Cody eliminates Orton and maybe Orton snaps and maybe Orton's what leads to Cody losing or something. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm spitballing to just try to help make some sense of maybe what they're leading to, and maybe there is purpose with Aleister Black, but
maybe they are pulling off what Karrion Kross couldn't do, maybe, but I don't know that the crowd will go along with the heel Orton at this point. Like, he's just that big of a face, and And so it's almost like making Cena into a heel last year. It's not gonna work necessarily. But maybe, you know,
I
especially
see
if
what
it's
you're.
Cody,
I see
because
the comparison, but I feel like if Orton goes dark again, and I'm not even saying heel because yeah, I think I agree with you. I don't think you can actually successfully turn Orton heel like he was during the Orton Cena feuds of yesteryear. I think, but I do think if he goes dark, and if it's against Cody, I actually kind of think that might be the best way for them to go about it.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean, think about with all the stuff with KO before KO got hurt. They were planting the fucking seeds of the punt kick coming back,
yeah,
and
it's
if
true.
he were to do it on Cody, the guy that is like way over, who has the golden boy, the chosen one, the one that's been handed everything since he came back, I actually feel like the fan base might get behind that. They're
Yeah,
not nearly as over on Cody's not nearly as over as he was
no,
anymore.
hundred
Like
percent. Yeah,
he's still over because he's got the entrance theme and everything, but like I think people could definitely get behind
yeah.
like a rabid Randy Orton. Like I said, I'm
It'd
not saying
be
heel. I'm just saying like an
dark.
angry,
Yeah,
aggressive, dark Randy Orton.
I
I
could
think
get
it could
behind
actually
that.
work. So
I could get behind that. Well, you just alluded to it. My next talking point is that Cody and Sammy segment in the back. I thought this was just solid storytelling, especially from Sammy's perspective, because
mhm.
if we're right about this all, this is just more story building to him finally winning the big one for the championship.
Yep.
And I think this segment is one they'll play back if like
Yeah,
in like a
absolutely.
video package. I thought it was so good. Cody is like you kind of just alluded to, but he was being shady and taking shots at Sammy, going, you've never
Yeah.
been a champion, and he took advantage of a shady situation in that triple threat the week before. I like the fire in Sammy right now. It's just all eyes on the heavyweight championship. That said, and it fits his character, but I'm annoyed that he apologized to Cody, but it totally fits Sami Zayn's
I
character.
know.
So I let it
I
slide.
know,
But I was
but
like, don't apologize.
I know. But it is funny because you have Cody, the ultimate face, the ultimate golden boy right now, right? Saying these things, which are kind of low blows to a point.
Mhm.
And then so you have Sammy getting it from that angle. He's gotten it from fucking Aleister Black. He's gotten it from Trick Williams. He was getting it from the Vision on Raw, from Gunther, from fucking Drew McIntyre is like fucking 0-12 against Drew or whatever. Like he has all of these things that just continue to just fucking rain down on him,
Mhm.
and I feel like it has to be leading to
What
what
they
we're thinking,
needed
and like it's probably not going to be this year,
now, what I want to
but
see happen, and I think we might have talked about it too, is just he needs to just keep coming close. So I want him to win the Money in the Bank, try to cash in, fail. I want him to go to Royal Rumble or win King of the Ring, fail at winning that turn like the title shot.
no. I want him to be the runner up in the King of the Ring.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah,
I think if you put him in too many actual title
true, true.
shots and have him lose, then it does dampen
Start
things.
winning.
I think if you keep getting him like just on the cusp, but having him fall short of even getting the opportunity,
True.
that's where, because he just had the title shot a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago against
Count.
Drew. So like I don't think you necessarily. I think Money in the Bank solid because
King
he
of the
can
Ring,
hold
I
that for a
agree with
while.
you. Yeah. King of the
You
Ring, I
know.
agree with you. Then Royal Rumble be the runner up, fail. And then Elimination Chamber is where he wins and gets that
Yeah.
title shot. I think
Because
that would just
what you could do is have him win Money in the Bank, and he holds it, and maybe he like attempts to cash in a handful of times throughout the summer and whatnot, but you end up in the situation where all of those times something happens to where the cash in never actually happens. You know how they always play those off, where it's like they come running out, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then they get attacked, or the other person gets attacked, or something happens and they end up not doing it. They don't follow through with it. And then you have him cash in shortly before the King of the Ring tournament's going to start, but he comes up short in some fucking, he does it during a match or something, and the other guy ends up fucking him over and costing him or something. He doesn't just like cleanly lose the cash in, but he ends up getting fucked out of the cash in, and then he's just fucking pissed, and he inserts himself somehow into the King of the Ring tournament, and then he fucking fights all the way to the end, and then comes up just short in the King of the Ring tournament. I think that's those stepping stones where it's just like, oh my god, he's like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then
do that.
The Royal Rumble, and
then,
like he almost needs to get fucking like obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like character wise, almost needs to become like an obsession.
Yeah.
You know, for it to I think fully play out.
I'm sold on it. He could even keep Money in the Bank, play out all those scenarios we just talked about, just hold on to it, come up short in King of the Ring, Royal Rumble, and then uses it as a second life at WrestleMania. He gets that shot at the title, loses, and then he cashes in and then wins. All in the same night.
Yeah.
That would be fucking gold.
Yeah. That would be cool. Yeah.
Again, WWE, we're up for hire. Please just
Yep.
If you need a resume, we'll send it. But I think this
Triple
is
B,
enough.
You know, what are we?
Package duo.
Triple B pod 619@gmail.com. Just send us an email. You know, we'll fly into headquarters, and we'll blow you out of the water with our ideas. So just, you know, give us a shot.
We're just saying, shooting a shot. All right, that brings us to the banger of the night, and
shooters got to shoot.
Absolutely, banger of the night. I'm putting both Elimination Chamber qualifier triple threats in this. We got a surprise in Kiana James winning. I thought the match was pretty solid, and it was a shock that she won. I thought the crowd got pretty behind her, and it's very similar to kind of the building blocks for Tiffany Stratton when she was getting her push, is kind of what they're doing with Kiana, it feels like. But you got two big names going against her, and she's the one that comes out of that match. So it was a shock to me, for sure.
Yeah.
But then
sure.
you got...
I like I said, was reading, and when I got to that point, I literally said out loud, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, did I just read that right? I had to reread it, because I was like, they have Kiana James going to the fucking chamber? But I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I didn't see the match, so I don't know, you know, good or bad of the match itself, but Nia Jax was in it, so I'm kind of happy I didn't see it.
I would go back and watch. There was Charlotte was tearing the house down. She did a Spanish fly, which it's been a long time seeing her doing that. Her moonsault.
I assume it was to Nia Jax.
No, it's to Kiana.
Yeah, no shit, Tim.
And I get it. But yeah, no, Charlotte pulled off a pretty devastating moonsault where the leg just looks like it slaps Nia in the face. So I don't know.
Payback, retribution for the entire women's division that Nia Jax almost ended the careers of.
I thought it was a pretty solid match. But that said, you get the other triple threat of the night with Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest, and they truly tore the house down in that match. We got history between Trick and Melo. The crowd is just eating up Trick left and right, and you got Melo and Priest pulling out all the guns in this match. It was just all around solid. I know you didn't get to see the match in full, but I'd highly recommend going back and watching it. It was a thrill ride, and Trick Williams wins. I think it's the right call. They haven't fumbled this guy yet. I know it's really early on in his push and everything. But I mean, on Raw, everyone was chanting "whoop that trick" throughout the whole night. So he's got something going on.
Yeah. I think like I like it. I like it makes sense to me, especially with Javon Evans winning on Raw, and now you get Trick going in on SmackDown. It makes sense. Like they have history, obviously, in NXT as well. Had some pretty good battles. But what I would have loved to see would have been both of them and Mello in the chamber,
Yes,
because the
100%.
fucking spots, dude, the fucking spots that could have been done with them in the chamber, oh my god, would have been like, that's, I feel like it's a missed opportunity, in all honesty. Like I would 100% right now, if I could just switch it out, I'd be like, take Cody out of it, take Cody out of the chamber, put Mello in, because both from SmackDown, we don't need to see Cody in the fucking chamber. We don't need to see Cody in it. We don't need to see Cody in the fucking title picture anymore for a little while. Like, let him just fucking have to actually claw his way back in. But he's the golden boy, so
Yeah. Yep.
he's
Just
the
ask
new
Sammy.
age John Cena.
Just ask Sammy. That brings us to the belt question of the week. I pose this. Who has been your favorite celebrity guest on a Raw or SmackDown, or a wrestling spot where that said celebrity was wrestling in a match? Who's your favorite one? You could pick one of each. I did give you permission to pick one of each if you wanted to.
Favorite celebrity guest? So this is just ever then, I assume you're talking.
Yeah, just of all, your favorite one of all time.
I feel like I'd have to boil that down to either Drew Carey, just because the Royal Rumble, that was just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Where Kane's in the ring and he just said, nope, fuck this, and he just got out, just eliminated himself. It was just too fucking good.
Yeah.
So that's just funny, and it fit Drew Carey's comedic characters as well. But that was just such a short-lived thing. So I might actually throw Donald Trump out
Okay.
as a good one, because that was like long running storyline too. That lasted for a couple months to the lead up to that WrestleMania between fucking Lashley and
Umaga.
what the fuck? Yeah, thank you, Umaga. And then obviously it led to the hair versus hair, like all that stuff, and like it was just it had entertainment, personality behind it, like everything, right? So I think I might go with that. When it comes to my celebrity wrestler, I feel like I gotta give props to my man Jelly Roll.
Yeah, that was he pulled that
Again,
match out.
Dude, he pulled out multiple moments too leading up to that match. Like he took a Claymore like 3 times leading up to that fucking match, and every time he sold the shit out of it. And also just like the whole idea of like the year and a half before, whatever, when he chokeslam Austin Theory or something, I think. When he was just like at Raw one night, or SmackDown or whatever it was, and that was still when he was fucking 300-400 pounds or whatever at that point. And then just knowing the story now, where it's like he like talked to Hunter and was like, hey, I'm gonna lose the weight and I want to have a match. Like I want to actually get in the ring. I want to actually have a match. And the fact that then he did it, and like while he was on tour and like in between tour dates and stuff, he was like at their training facility just fucking running the ropes and taking bumps and working out and just losing weight. Like it's just cool. So definitely I'll give the flowers to my boy Jelly Roll.
I
What about you?
I love it. I'm going with Stephen Amell, who played Arrow on the CW show. I was a huge fan of or I am a huge fan of the show, and this guy just looks super athletic. And then you get him into the WWE ring, and he's feuding with Stardust, and match turned out solid. It was SummerSlam against Stardust, and just the build up to it, like. He pulled it off, and I was just a big fan of that.
Hell yeah. I like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. The dude's an athlete, right? So,
Hmm.
uh, not super surprising he was able to pull that off.
No, but it's just
For sure.
it was like a welcome surprise for celebrities getting in the ring. Like I think that was one of the first few that was like, holy shit, a celebrity can pull it off and get in the ring and perform.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That brings us over to Blockbusters. Belt busters, huh?
I started to say belts. Yeah. I was hoping you didn't catch that.
You cleaned it up pretty well.
I tried. I tried real hard.
Well, that brings us over to our focus features. I'm going to take the first one, and it's called Over Your Dead Body. And the synopsis for this is a man and his wife head to a secluded cabin to repair their damaged relationship, not knowing that each secretly plans to kill the other. Cast of this movie is Samara Weaving, Jason Segel, Julia Lewis, and Timothy Oliphant, and this is coming out April 24th of this year in the cinemas. Ryan, what did you think of this?
This looks fucking awesome. I'm so stoked. I read about this like when it was first announced, and had been waiting for stuff, and then I totally forgot about it. So when I first got on the agenda and I read the name of it, when I was like adding some other stuff to the agenda, I was like, wait, I know the name of that. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, Jason Segel. I was like, why the fuck do I not know this? And then as soon as I saw when I like pulled up the trailer and it was just like the thumbnail of it of just his face, I was like, I know exactly what this is. And I was like, fuck yeah. So I watched it. I was like, let's fucking go. It looks so fucking good, dude. This movie looks so fucking good. It is
It,
such a cool, dark comedy fucking take on this. And like, there's a very large part of me that feels like it's going to end up with them falling back in love with each other and ending, and like, ending the movie together.
as I was thinking the same exact thing. I was like, it's gonna be them ending up together, and I want to see the whole ride to get there. But just
Yeah.
such a cool concept. I'm curious to see how the other characters get added to the story plot, but just the back and forth at the table, with the big gun pointed at Jason Segel, just loved it, and
Yeah.
them just
I
like,
love the like them faking
yeah,
the like explaining the story of how the other
yeah.
one died. Like I could do it better than you could. Just
Uh,
fucking so funny. So
I
good.
was gonna be nice and knock you out beforehand.
You're just gonna shoot me?
Uh, I
Oh
just,
yeah. I'm
uh,
I'm excited to see Jason Segel back in a movie. Because it's been a while.
absolutely. It's
It's been
been,
a
yeah,
while.
it has
So
been a while. We get them in shows,
yeah.
but not this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So it's very exciting for sure.
Hell yeah.
All right, that brings me to my focus feature, and I am very excited about this. I have talked on this extensively, just the topic here at least, not necessarily the specific movie, but I have had this on as in the news previously. This is Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man. So this is the movie follow up to the sixth season show Peaky Blinders. Um, and it ran from like 2013 to 2022 over 6 seasons. So, uh, synopsis is Birmingham, 1940. Amidst the chaos of World War II, Tommy Shelby is driven back from a self-imposed exile to face his most destructive reckoning yet. With the future of the family and the country at stake, Tommy must face his own demons and choose whether to confront his legacy or burn it to the ground by order of the Peaky Blinders. So this stars Cillian Murphy, Barry Cogan as his essentially kind of bastard child, um, Tim Roth, one of our favorites, Rebecca
Mhm.
Ferguson, and
Yep.
Stephen Graham, who I may be off in saying this, but I feel like Stephen Graham is returning. I feel like he was in at least some of the latter seasons of the Peaky Blinders, but I'm having a hard time fully recollecting that. The release date here is March 6th in select theaters, and then March 20th it will be out on Netflix.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think of this? Because I know
I
you haven't watched the show, right?
haven't watched this show, but again, this is just rewinding back to the last episode. You had it on the news, and I was like, man, you described the show like early on in our show, like I think the first episode or second episode,
Probably. It's one of
and
my favorite
then
shows. So
I was stoked on it. Didn't get to watch it, and then I watched that like teaser trailer or whatever, and you talking
hmm
about it again, and I was just like, well, damn, it's just like I'm really excited to watch this. And then watching this trailer, I was like, I gotta do it, man. This is it. This
yeah,
the
dude, you
trailer
do.
is incredible for this. I mean,
It's so
I
good.
know I need
It's
to
so
watch this
fucking
show
good.
to watch this. I'm sure there's a lot of parts, but I'm like, I'm ready to watch
I
this.
I just love so there's the scene towards the end of the trailer where he like walks into it's like Garrison's or it's something. It's the bar.
Mhm.
He walks in and it like shows it kind of the camera over his shoulder as he's walking in and there's like people dancing and stuff and he just like walks into the record player and he just turns the music off and then he gets confronted by a bunch of people and he's, who the fuck are you? And he just, anyone want to let him know who I am? And then the camera pans to the bartenders and they all start to fucking crouch down.
Yeah.
They're like, oh fuck, the Tommy Shelby's back. And it's
Yo.
just because he's the fucking, like, he's in the show, he's like the fucking known gangster head of the fucking Peaky fucking Blinders. And
Hell yeah.
he's pretty much just known as a savage. And so for
Yeah.
him to like come back and he's been away for so long that nobody knows who he is, and now he's coming back and it looks so fucking good. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, man. And this is all on Netflix, right? Like the show is on there?
I
Or is it
believe, yeah. Because Netflix, like bought the rights or gained the rights or whatever to
okay.
have the show on Netflix. So I'm pretty sure all 6 seasons are on Netflix right now.
Sweet. Sweet. I'm gonna have to check that out.
That is bringing us over to what's in the news.
What's in the news?
What's in the news?
Ryan, tell me
I was
what's in the
super
news.
yeah, because it's all pretty much me.
I got a couple.
There's just some. You got a couple things. There's just so many things that came out after that I was able to see, and I was like, oh shit. So I get a redemption arc here this week. With not that our fans knew anything of it because we didn't put it in, but leading into last week, I had what had seen or what had looked like the official Toy Story 5 trailer drop, and I was at work when I saw it, and so I didn't actually watch it. I was just like, oh shit, I want to grab that while I see it, and I grabbed it and I put it into the agenda. And then it was like the day before the show or whatever, you text me and you're like, hey, if the comments are accurate, I think that's an AI trailer. And I was like, oh fuck, really? So I went and looked at it. I was like, yeah, that was definitely fucking bullshit. That was stupid. And so I was like, motherfucker, because like at first it looked good, and like the thumbnail and like the first scene of that trailer was from the teaser that we had seen earlier. And so
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, cool, fuck yeah. And so this week we got the actual official Toy Story 5 full trailer. So
Yes, we
that was cool.
did.
And it looks fucking awesome. It looks great. Looks like they're not missing a beat. I love the play on the wear and tear of of the toys. The iPad, the lily pad, the iPad, the kid's iPad, which is like the new villain in this one, which I
Mhm.
like because it's the whole tech idea and whatnot. And I mean, I don't know how they're gonna play it. Hopefully they play it in the way that I would want them to play it, but it's she pulls out the, what are you, old? Or she calls him old or whatever because he has a bald spot. It's just like a rubbed spot on the back of his head where the paint's no longer there. That's
That
that's
part
just
was
gold.
so
That's
cool.
like, it's so fucking good.
It's
I love
close
it.
to
Or like when
home.
he first, when he first took his hat off and it like blinded the rest of the toy. It was so funny.
Oh
So
god.
I just loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I like you said, it does not miss a beat. I think this just carries on the Toy Story tradition in a great way. Just I had a big smile on my face watching the whole trailer. It was just it felt very just reminiscent of the old trilogy or well quadrilogy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fourth, but obviously the first three are just so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
I've enjoyed them all. I do love those movies. I think it's funny because for me they're like ones that I kind of forget about, but when I get brought back into that world, I'm just like immersed in it, and I'm just like, oh fuck, man, I forgot. Like I just forget how fucking amazing these movies are. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, man.
yeah, dude. Next up we have Pressure. This is a World War II, essentially a movie about D-Day. It's about Eisenhower, and he is played by none other than why am I fucking spacing right now?
Fraser?
Help me out. Thank you, Brendan Fraser. Brady was the only name in my mind. I was like, I know that's not right. Brendan Fraser, and among some other individuals in the movie. And I thought this was worth putting on because it's a serious role. He looks very intense in it. And it's just nice to see Brendan Fraser back in the fucking spotlight after such a long fucking hiatus from Hollywood and the shit that he went through and all the bullshit, and for him to be like coming back and really just diving in, it seems like, because it seems like he's in so many things now. So
Yeah.
and this looks solid. It looks good. It looks interesting. It's like it looks like it's kind of a newish take on the idea of D-Day. Like I don't know how historically accurate this is necessarily going to be, because it's like it's like D-Day, but also they're like fighting some fucking like crazy storms, and I don't know if that was actually a situation during D-Day or not. But
Yeah,
I have no idea.
they never talked about the weather in history class for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
It was,
exactly. So that's why I was like, well, this is new. So
yeah. No, I
Yeah.
like the premise of it. Like you said, I'm a huge fan of Brendan Fraser and excited to see him back. And then just
yeah,
the idea of we have to hit, the beaches of Normandy on this day, and they're getting told otherwise. It's kind of a cool storyline, and
Yeah.
like you said, I'm interested in that. That's exciting.
Next up, we have The Gates. And this looks, for a couple of reasons, this looks awesome. First and foremost, kind of building off of our unfortunate passing of James Van Der Beek last week, and we covered it in our memoriam toast. This was James Van Der Beek's final role, and he plays what seems to be a pretty sinister minister. Or priest or whatever. I had to say minister because it rhymed. But,
I like it.
But yeah, I think he's a priest in this, and he looks like he's a not very holy priest, if you will. But it just looked interesting to me. You have fucking Mason Gooding, who has become known for his role in the last few Scream movies, and he's about to be in Scream 7. And it looks like a group of dudes are out, possibly looking like they're trying to get together with this group of chicks or whatever, and then one thing leads to another, and they end up in some shit.
In a gated
So
community of
yeah, in a
sorts.
gated in a gated community of sorts. Yeah. So um yeah, I don't know. I hadn't seen anything about this when at first I like randomly saw a trailer and I was like, is this real? So like I looked, I didn't do it for Toy Story last week, but I did this week. I was like, is this actually real? So I went and looked it up and I was like, oh no shit. And James Vanderbeek said, I was like, fuck yeah. So I threw it on here.
Yeah, man, I like the story of this as well. I think it's fresh and it just kind of got like uh the Hunt vibes. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but like they end up in this hunting game kind of, and I don't know,
Okay.
that's kind of what this gives vibes of. But it's
Yeah.
more like this guy got the whole gated community fooled, and they're trying to bring light to it, and then the whole community's after these intruders of sorts. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it, and it's great to see James Vanderbeek in at least one more role there.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And a role that I mean, to me at least, not definitely not used to seeing him in. So
No, exactly.
next up, we got Fantasy Life. We got again Amanda Pete, who we've have also been, getting back used to with Your Friends and Neighbors.
Hmm.
Um, and in this, she, it looks like she is in a midlife crisis, not crisis necessarily, but in like a midlife lull almost.
Yeah, I would agree with
And
that.
like there doesn't seem like there's much of a spark in the old relationships, and got a lot going on with the kids and everything, and they end up hiring a Manny. And it seems as though there may end up being some sort of chemistry between her and the Manny, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Seems
that's the
to be
vibes
something
I got.
interesting, possibly going on there. And the show's called Fantasy Life. So, or sorry, the movie is called Fantasy Life. And so, not sure exactly where this is all going to lead to, but you can watch the trailer, take the name of the movie, and kind of maybe piece some things together and make a conclusion of your own, I think.
Yeah. No, I
But I just thought this was kind of different than some of the stuff that we usually cover, like we said. And again, it's just good to see Amanda Pete in some stuff again.
I was just about. I see Amanda Pete in the cast. I want to watch it. It's great to see
Mm-hmm.
her back
Mm-hmm.
on, and again, it's different than what we normally talk about, and I enjoyed the trailer. It had me laughing and everything. So I'm excited for that. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's not a movie I wouldn't watch, but lately it's just been we're getting a lot of horror. Like horror is taking
Yeah,
over everything,
I know.
and
Seriously.
that's what
Seriously.
we're seeing. And then you
Yeah.
get a few different things thrown in. So, a few years ago, if we did this podcast, we'd probably be talking more movies like this than
Yeah,
horrors.
for
But
sure.
it's just
Yeah, for
kind of a
sure.
tide has turned. So, yeah.
Agreed.
Anyways, I'm excited for it. It
Yeah,
looks
it looks
good,
good.
and
Next up, now this is something that we do cover regularly, but it also is quite different than most of the things that we do cover at the same time, right? Um, the Yeti. And this looks straight up like it's out of like the old school MonsterVerse movies, but in color,
yep,
or partially in color. Like parts of it did look like it was like kind of black and whitish, you know what I mean? Like the
yeah.
trailer was like dark and gritty to where it was like hard to tell if it was like, is that black or white? And then you'd see color and you're like, oh, okay, never mind. But wait, hold on, is that black or white? No, that's color. Okay. Um the characters, like, this is obviously set back in, it was set in like fucking 1940 something, or
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
maybe even earlier. I can't remember exactly what the date said when it flashed up on the screen, but it's pushing 100 years ago almost. And the aesthetic definitely fucking shows, and it feels like it. And I think they did a really good job of filming to make it look like that era and that time frame. And God, this looks awesome. It looks so fucking good.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Just though I love the old vibes from the trailer. I've been really enjoying that in some of the stuff that has been coming out. It's just kind of the throwback, and this definitely feels
Yeah.
like that. And then you get the Yeti on in the MonsterVerse here, and I love that idea. I almost and maybe they will, but I just you kind of want them not to show the monster, but kind of like show it like glimpses, but not like a full on, just to keep
And
the
yeah,
mystery of Yeti
yeah. I
alive, you
agree
know?
because they did that slightly in this trailer, right? Like
Yeah,
that there's
yeah,
like just the
100%.
one scene really where it was the older dude just kind of standing there in the woods looking up, and you could like just see the shoulder fur,
Yeah.
right? And it was like,
I hope
oh,
I hope
yes,
that's all we see. I like
I
the
know, me
idea of
too.
keeping it mysterious still.
Yeah, I agree too. And like that's the thing is trailers nowadays they give away so much, and it's like, no man, keep that fucking keep that suspense and that tension, and like make us go
Yeah.
to the theater to fucking see the actual thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
man.
man, it looks
Really
good. I'm
excited for
excited
that
for it.
one. That one's gonna be a good one. All
Timmy,
right,
you're up.
I'm up. We got the follow-up full trailer to Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I just think this was a great follow-up trailer to it. It's just you think The Mummy and this turns your head on it. I get where the premise of it comes from and from this trailer and everything, but it flips it on its head. So it's not the
Yeah,
actual The Mummy, you know, and uh still looks creepy as hell. Why the doctors are letting this girl back into the custody of the family, like, I mean, from the
yeah,
trailer, it looks like she is not looking well. Yes, she is
yeah. It's
alive of
questionable,
sorts,
questionable at best.
but why they're letting them out, I don't know. But movie looks creepy
Yeah,
as hell. I'm there for it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, you said everything that needs to be said. It looks fucking creepy and just eerie, and definitely questionable decisions being made. But that's what horror movies are typically based on. Um,
True.
and yeah, I think it's a new spin on a classic tale. So let's see how it goes. Can't be any
Helps.
worse than the last one. So
Agreed.
yeah,
Agreed. All right, we got some casting updates in the news coming out. We got McKenna Grace, who is going to be in Scream 7, releasing this week as well, but she is going to be Daphne in the live action Scooby Doo that you've talked on previously, Ryan. And then we also get Kristen Bell as the voice for Amy Rose in Sonic number 4. So just thought
I
those
saw
were
that as well. Yeah,
really cool updates. I mean, McKenna Grace has been voicing Daphne in the animated stuff
yeah.
as of late.
And
So,
she dressed up as her for Halloween.
yeah. So, I mean, this is just fitting all around for her
This
to
will be
be.
the third time she's played Daphne, technically.
So, yeah, no, excited for both these castings. I think both are very
for
fitting.
sure. I agree. Before we move on to the next thing, I actually have kind of a live talking point to add to the news here. I read this yesterday morning, and I totally spaced on putting it on, and it just popped back in my mind. But this is something that I know you're going to get behind and you're going to be down with. So Marlon Wayans was interviewed talking about the upcoming Scary Movie 6 that comes out in April, I think. I think it was what we had talked about. It comes out in April. It's either March or April. And, you know, he was asked in the interview if, like, him and his brothers are contemplating, like, pulling any other things out of their vault for sequels, or, you know, to you know, rehash any of their older material. And he said, you know, like they're obviously focused on Scary Movie and bringing this back to the theaters and back to the audiences and whatnot. And he said that a lot of that is going to be based on how Scary Movie 6 performs and how it does with audiences. And that if audience, you know, if it's a hit, then he said he straight up named these two specific titles as things that would be worthwhile of looking at. And that is Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. and
Oh
white
yeah.
chicks.
No. No way. Hell
Yeah.
yes.
Like Marlon Wayne specifically said those. So I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, okay, come on, world. Let's fucking rally behind Scary
Let's
Movie 6
rally. Come
so that
on.
we can get a White Chicks too, because that's the shit we need in our fucking lives.
Yes.
That is what we need. So
Oh
come
God.
on, world, let's go. Get
Let's
out,
go.
go see Scary Movie 6 when it comes out, so that can eventually lead us getting a White Chicks too, and Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood sequel. Let's go.
Go twice. Go twice.
Yes.
Hell yeah. We'll get that fandom
Yeah.
going. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That's
man.
so exciting.
All right. Bringing up, unfortunately, we have to come back to our Triple B Memoriam twice over this week. We earlier this week, we lost Eric Dane. He was McSteamy on
Grey's Anatomy.
fucking Grey's Anatomy. Thank you. He ended up passing away at the age of 53 after a fight with ALS. And yeah, so he just passed away a few days ago. So that's one of them. And
we also lost Robert Duvall at the age of 95. Guy's a legend. He was in The Godfather. He was in Gone in 60 Seconds, and just a all around great actor as well. And so it's like they say, it comes in threes, and so lost 3 back to back here in the last week and a half. So here's to
and this is kind of off. I read this as we were getting back to the condo, so it's not something that we have typically covered, but I just want to throw it out as well because I just saw it. But Rondale Moore, wide receiver in the NFL, he's 25 years old. He played for the Cardinals for 3 years, got hurt in training camp in 2024, never played for the Falcons, and then he was on the Vikings roster this last season, but he got hurt on a kick return in the very first preseason game. He was found dead tonight in Indiana.
Oh, wow.
So it's 25 years old, and just obviously way too fucking young to end up, and don't know what happened, but he was just found dead. So I just want to throw that out there too. So
damn.
Yeah.
Well,
cheers.
raise our glasses. Cheers to these guys. That brings us to our special segment. We got the small screen sampler, and what this is what we take a show that we have talked about, and we go and watch at least what the first episode of this said show and give our thoughts on it. And so this month we are watching the Burbs, which you can find on the Cock Stream, aka Peacock. Ryan, what'd you think of this?
It's interesting because like watching the trailer and everything and like knowing who's in it and all, I was like stoked, and I'm like through like I think an episode and a half. I think I got about halfway through the second episode, and then it was late. I just had to go to bed the other night, but I'm gonna finish it because I want to give it my due diligence and finish it. But this might be the first show that we've covered on this segment that I'm like not hyped about.
Mm-hmm.
It felt very like I get like a first episode being longer, kind of like trying to build story and draw you in. I just don't feel like anything has fucking happened in the show so far. Like there just doesn't seem to really be like, I get there's like the mysterious stuff going on with the neighbor in the house across the street and all that, but like I just expected that at this point I would have actually like gotten something to actually hook me, and I just feel like it's missing that. And it just like Lindsay fell asleep. She was like, yeah, I can't watch that show. And I was just like, I'm trying. I gotta give it a fair effort here. And I like I said, I still plan to, but I do feel like it's hopefully I'm wrong, but I do feel like, and I don't know how much of it you've watched, and maybe you can run me in the opposite direction, possibly. I don't know, but I do feel like this has the potential to be the first kind of bomb that we've had for this segment, because every other show we've covered has been like, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and we've watched it, if not in its entirety, before we even covered it on the show. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you think of it?
Now, I kind of am agreeing with you. I will say the characters for me at least are doing a good job by like I get I was laughing. The comedy is there. There's some goodness there, but like story wise, I've only watched the first episode as well, and
Okay.
then it's just like, yeah, what is going on? Like usually there is something there to just kind of bring you in, hook you quickly, and not quite there as well. So I'm joining you on that, where I am going to continue watching. Like I said, the characters are doing a good job of keeping my interest. But hopefully this story does turn around for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm gonna do my due diligence, and I plan to continue to watch it at least through the rest of episode 2 and episode 3, and just kind of see where it's going, and see if if something does kind of latch on to me and pull me in. But as of right now, I just found myself like easily like scrolling on my phone or something while it was on, and then just being like, fuck, I need to pay attention. But then I just like keep falling out, because it's just like there wasn't anything like to pay attention to or gripping me. It felt like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hopefully we're wrong and it'll turn around and it'll actually end up being really good. But as of right now, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, man. I'm with you there.
I don't find myself chomping at the bit to continue to watch it. If that kind of sums it up. So,
Agreed.
The Blockbusters question of the week this week, and I posed this, and I'm actually excited about this one, and I hope you thought this was a good question, because I thought this was a solid thing that we haven't done before. So,
Yeah.
I said choose 2 actors, alive or past. You could do both of either or one of each, whatever, who have never been in a movie or a show together, and make it happen. So I want you to kind of explain, well, obviously who they are, but then what would it be, a movie or a show? What like your kind of idea for the premise behind that show could be, and kind of the genre or whatever other pertinent details you think would be important here.
All right. Well, I do think this is a good question. I enjoyed it, but I also had a difficult time with it. So I'm kind of cheating here, and I hope you still accept my question, but I'm making a sequel to a movie, okay? So there's kind of a built-in premise to it, but the 2 actors that I'm putting together in the same movie here is John Cena and Jason Bateman. And this is clearly going to be a comedy, and it's going to be the sequel to Blockers. And the premise is the kids are going to college now. There's a new dad in the mix, being Jason Bateman, and his kid as well, and just all hell unleashes again, just like in the original Blockers, but just adding that chemistry, like Jason Bateman and John Cena to the fold, along with Leslie Mann and Ike Barinholtz. I think that would just make an amazing cast right there.
Yeah, I totally agree. That would be pretty cool. Yeah. I like that. I love that fucking movie too.
That
Blockers
movie is
was
so fucking good.
And Jason Bateman is just fucking phenomenal. So
You would just get
Jason Bateman and John Cena, the comedy back and forth between them could be so fucking good.
100%, yes.
It could be so fucking good.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good answer. I like that. Um, I am totally. This is just my brain. So, and it's kind of it really is kind of shocking to think about the fact that these two have never been in anything together. And that would be Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler.
Damn.
And it would be a TV show on Apple Plus.
Because they do it right.
Because they've just been doing everything amazing. The premise here would be they are two garbage men. Okay. They're down on their luck. They're in their older years. They're working towards, in the next few years, retirement type thing. But it's also like becoming more and more obvious that they're, with just the current landscape of the world, they're probably not going to be able to actually retire. Right. And that they end up kind of turning into like a Marvin Harry situation from Home Alone, where they start scoping out houses on their route. And then they start breaking into houses and trying to steal things to try to set themselves up. And with it being Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler, you can kind of just let your imagination run wild and see where all the shenanigans and sorts of things would start to come into play here.
Yeah.
So
because you got
it also
Adam's,
yeah.
You got Adam Sandler, like he's always like an angry comedy guy, like, and he could be the one just be like, "What are you doing, Jim?" So now I can already I'm already envisioning it.
Yeah. So, and I just was like, how the fuck have those two never been in anything together?
Yeah.
Like that's shocking to me that they've never been in anything together.
That's true.
But they haven't. Like they got huge in the same 2 fucking decades. The exact same times we're putting out the biggest fucking comedy movies, in the 90s and the 2000s. Yeah. And both have fucking ties to people on SNL, either themselves or other people, and have ties to people in Living Color, either themselves or other people. And like so many parallels, but they've just never done anything together. But they, as far as I know, everything that I was able to read says that they're friends, at least friendly, if not friends. And it's just funny that it's just like, what? So like, what better time than now when you're both, in the, later part of your careers, you could fucking do it. Do something. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be my fucking idea, but do something together. It would be fantastic. Do something together. It'd be so cool to see Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler in leading a fucking comedy movie together.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. So. Well, that's episode 90. Thanks for tuning in to the Triple B podcast.
Hell yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's fucking go.
Thank you.